Good morning, everyone. හැමෝටම සුබ අලුත් අවුරුද්දක් වේවා කියලා ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා.
ඔබ වහන්සේට එසේමයි භාවදෙනි.
ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේටත් අපේ ධර්ම යාළුවන්ටත් සුබ අලුත් අවුරුද්දක් කිරියෙන් පැනියෙන් ඉතිරෙන.
හරි.
සියලු දෙනාටම සුබ අලුත් අවුරුද්දක්.
මේ කල්යාණ මිත්‍රයන්ට සුබ අලුත් අවුරුද්දක් වේවා. බන්තටත් සුබ අලුත් අවුරුද්දක්.
Good. Now let us get to our meditation, and then we will be doing a short, brief sharing of Dhamma. I understand that some of you do have to work today, so it is completely fine. Our blessings, although you might not be here with us for the whole session, our blessings are with you and your family and everyone you are thinking of as well. So let us get down to our meditation to start the new year and the day, and we will continue with the rest of the program afterwards. So everyone taking a deep breath in, sitting, coming into your meditation seat, taking a deep breath in, breathing out, relax, relax, relax. Taking another deep breath in, coming into the present moment, putting aside the past and the future, and embracing the present as you establish mindfulness, awareness towards the breath. Observe, observe the rise and passing of the breath. With every breath, arriving at a state of presence and deeper awareness of the motion of the breath. Over the motion of the breath. The motion of the breath. Being centered in the moment. Being centered at this very moment. Embracing the calmness and tranquility that arises as the mind arrives at a state of tranquility from letting go of the past and the future, observing, observing. This single breath, the object. Observe, observe. There might be at times where different thoughts may arise in the mind. But every time that it does, simply guiding our attention back to observing the breath, observing the breath. Observing. 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 every passing moment of observation, allowing the mind to go deeper and deeper into a deep state of wakeful awareness. Observing closely, but without engaging, wishing for anything different, simply noticing the motions of the breath. Upada, Titi, Banga, arising, possessing, passing away. Observe, observe. 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 Gently. Observing the whole body of the breath within the body, the cause and effect, that you might be able to see and observe all across the body. Observe. Observe. being mindful of the posture. As you go deeper and deeper into your awareness of the breath, noting the nature of impermanence existent in every moment of the breath, the mind, the body, the universality of impermanence, thereby clinging to nothing. Simply observe, observe, observe. 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 Letting go deeper and deeper. Going beyond the boundaries of what you would assume that you can let go of. Connecting to the tranquility and calm that arises in the mind as you let go of all the grossness, the defilement, the attachment, the judgment, like peeling off the layers of an onion. Peel away, peel away. Observe, observe. gently. Let us now guide our attention to share loving kindness, thoughts, and well wishes of goodness and wholesomeness with this being, mind and body, as well as all other beings all across the world. Tapping into the warmest compassion that we can possibly muster, knowing the Dhamma inspired by the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Arya Sangha. Those beings who have abandoned the hindrances, a state that we all aspire to reach through our practice. Let us, being inspired by the boundless love that the triple gem permeates through all beings, to all beings, let us do the same. May all beings be well and happy. May all beings be well and happy. May all beings be well and happy. Well and happy. Well and happy. May those be my family and friends, living near and far, be free of hatred, animosity, be free of the hold of the hindrances. May their hearts, their being, be saturated with love, compassion, and understanding. May we have the strength and the understanding over human nature to love our family and friends, to go through the motions of developing themselves, to have the patience to allow their understanding to bloom at times that they need to cultivate it further. May all beings be well and happy. May all beings be well and happy. May all beings be well and happy. Well and happy. Well and happy. Well and happy. May all those beings living near and far living in the midst of suffering within this samsara, may it be human, animal, or any other organism in this samsara. May all these beings who experience this suffering all across the world, may they be touched by this loving kindness that we collectively share. May they have the strength of mind and body to work out that deliverance from samsara, from suffering. The strength to bring about happiness in their lives. May all beings be well and happy. 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 May those beings facing challenges in coming into terms with the demise of health, with the arising of illness and disease, the arising of change, near or far, known or unknown. May all those beings be well and happy. Be well and happy. Be well and happy. Well and happy. Well and happy. Through loving kindness, may we come to understand the universality of this human experience. Rooted in greed, hatred, delusion, non-greed, non-hatred, and non-delusion. May we understand how difficult and challenging it is to swim upstream when all odds seems to be against us. To be the epitome of goodness, to be right and just in a situation where all what we see might be negative. Some beings in this world succeed in this endeavor and they continue upstream, however hard it might be. But some give up, finding it easier to go with the flow of water, to all those beings challenged by this stream, the pressure. Let us wish them strength, resilience, and stamina in mind and in body. To be able to cultivate the energy that they need and require to pursue what is right, to pursue what is just, and most importantly, to pursue the path that is difficult, but brings the truest form of happiness in this world. May all beings be well and happy. May all beings be well and happy. May all beings be well and happy. 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 Let us take a moment as a community together here today to collectively radiate and share enormous amounts of loving kindness towards our motherland, Sri Lanka, to the people who find themselves struggling with the daily necessities of life. Struggles that we might not know entirely or understand. Struggles that we might have never experienced in our life. However, suffering is universal. Let us cultivate and share deep and profound vibrations of loving kindness towards all those beings living in Sri Lanka, from the people to the devas and brahmas, to the animals and the nature, the environment. May Sri Lanka be well and happy. May it be free of all forms of negativity. May all our collective blessings touch each and every being of Sri Lanka. May all those beings be well and happy. Well and happy. Well and happy. Well and happy. through our collective blessing. May those who are righteous in mind, in heart, may those who are truly worthy of respect and adoration, may those be who hold true values in our heart, in their hearts, may the community come to respect and hold these beings with love in their hearts. May Sri Lanka may all the people of Sri Lanka come to value integrity, wholesomeness, values far more than anything else that is mundane. May beings have the strength to look beyond the glitz and glamour of prestige and wealth, and have the strength to turn their hearts to what is right, what is within the Dhamma, to what is just in this world. May all beings be well and happy. May all beings be well and happy. May all beings be well and happy. 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 Gently. Let us now take a deep breath in. Breathing out. Relax. 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 Taking another deep breath in. becoming aware of our surroundings. Deep breath in again. Breathing out as you gently, when you are ready, open your eyes and awaken to this present moment, here and now. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. All right, everyone. So, while I again take the opportunity to wish everyone who is with us at this time a very prosperous, blessed, and happy new year, we find ourselves in a crossroad of confusion almost, because we see so much happening with our family, our friends. And as Sri Lankans, we find ourselves also being so far away from Sri Lanka, so connected to the vibration and the message echoed by Sri Lankans in Sri Lanka and all across the world at this point in time. And what, as a person who is also engaged with the message, echoing the same message as all of you and all of the people in Sri Lanka might be echoing, not might be, but are echoing at this point in time, it gives me the personal ability to truly contemplate and in a way grow Shraddha, not towards anything else but what the Buddha has taught, to what the Buddha has taught. Although our natural instinct might be to harbor some sort of animosity and hatred, given the current circumstance and situation, I find myself nearing the Dhamma more and just simply understanding the universality of human experience that you and I have, being similar to the human experience all across the world. The thought that suffering, impermanence, and the inability to control our circumstances is very much universal. The thoughts in our life that we might at times harbor rooted in greed, hatred, and delusion, non-greed, non-hatred, and non-delusion, are all in the same manner universal to you, to all the beings, to myself. Although the detailed message might be different with the languages that we speak and how we speak, the unique words we use to articulate ourselves. The essence of every message that we echo is the same. If we have at one point felt that we do not have enough, that is the same message that is echoed by 20 odd million Sri Lankans right now. If we may at times have thought that we have not been cared for or given due respect, that is the same message that is being echoed in Sri Lanka right now, but not only Sri Lanka. With all the issues, current issues going on in the world right now. So what can we do? What can we do? For me, what I see that I could do is to support the joint message, of course, to not in any way shy away from that, to support, but to also take responsibility for my mind and my being, to not add to the hatred in this world, which has been the cause of all of these issues, but to add to the pot of love and loving kindness, compassion, understanding, those elements that bring about good in this world and not hate. And whilst we might find ourselves probably, we might not be having the full table of Kavili this time. Maybe just the Kiribat and the Sambola, right? Because we want to keep it simple. We are not in the mood. But if we really think about it, I think this is the best Sinhala, or rather Sri Lankan New Year that we've ever had in a very long time, where we could really say or see all of us, everyone, regardless of class or creed or race or gender, everyone being united as one, being brought together in the face of suffering. And isn't that itself what the Buddha has taught us? When we find it difficult to have compassion, as the Buddha says, towards a certain being, the Buddha says, connect to the humanity of that person, the similarity between you and that person, the similarity being one day that person is coming to grow old, to decay and come to pass. That is one way, Marananusati. The other way is that person is compiled of the 5 aggregates of clinging, just like you are compiled of the 5 aggregates of clinging. Knowing yourself, realize that that person is not perfect. Another way, seeing the skandha, the ayatana, the dhatu, the satcha of all of us as a collective community within this samsara, going and traveling, traversing this samsara for so long, seeing that we are beings in samsara, that's another way. Seeing the nature, the other ways, seeing the nature of the kilesas, the anusayas, the vitikamas, the paryuttanas, that if I were to see hate from another person, that this is not rooted in that which is just and correct, that this is simply a kilesa, a cancerous cell in a healthy body almost. With right practice, we rid ourselves of that impurity, but we do not support it. But we do support the journey of getting rid of it. This is what we must realize, and this is what all the teachings of the Buddha, and we know my sort of advanced group or the group that we meet often, when we go through the details of Abhidhamma, now we are doing the Patthana, we've done the Paticcasamuppada, we've done the details of Chitta, Cetasika, Rupa. I mean, can we say that there is no logic in this practice? Are we surprised that the Buddha says that this practice is only for those who are ready to question logically, with intelligence, wisdom? You need a lot of it, isn't it? So if we are people who consider ourselves even having a minuscule of that wisdom that the Buddha taught us, having taught us to have, and having even the simplest understanding of Dhamma, consider yourself a protector of the Dhamma itself. In a way that when we see a Dhamma in this world, that we are able to point and say, look, the Buddha said this. This is not the right way. When we see racism in the world, when we see people trying to bring a divide into this world, that we are able to truly say, look, this is not what the Buddha really taught. We must, as people, always put forward, at least now, at least in this point in time, start valuing values, start valuing true wisdom, pratipatti, over all else. Because if the current situation taught us anything, and taking, for example, everything that we sort of, see in the world right now, Sinhayot balu වෙන දවසක් එනවා. And I mean that with no hate. I mean that with the most Dhammic way possible. If our actions are not praiseworthy, the result will not be pleasant. And this is true with Russia at the moment. This is true with Sri Lanka. This is true with Pakistan. We see these examples all across the world. All across the world. We even see it with the environment, isn't it? How we've sort of abused and abused and abused, and now we are sort of paying for it. We see it. There are so many current examples, valiant examples to say, look, let us be alert. Let us not be dragged into unwholesome. Let us foster what is right and just. Let us hold and practice the Dhamma. And that just doesn't include the meditation, but that includes every aspect of our life. So whilst we take all these examples to create a sense of deeper Shraddha, trust, to pursue the Dhamma and the practice, to pursue what is right and just, let us make proper determinations on this auspicious day to commit ourselves to the practice, to commit ourselves to what is right according to the truest forms of wisdom, to commit ourselves to cultivate and develop those qualities necessary in our being to truly experience nirvana. Because if we know anything, as the Buddha says, podi hari akusalekaට අපේ ජීවිතයට එන්න ඇතුල් වෙන්න ඉඩ දුන්නාම ඒ පොඩි අකුසලේ විතරක් ඇවිල්ලා නවතින්නේ නැහැ. ඒ අකුසලේ මූලික කරාගෙන තව අකුසල් රාශියක් අපේ ජීවිත තුල හට ගන්නවා. It is like that example you give space for just the leg or the hand and the whole body moves in with that hand or leg. So let us commit ourselves. We are definitely not perfect. You know I. But let us commit ourselves to the practice of what is right, what is wholesome, for ourselves, and that will bring wholesome into the world. That will bring what is right into the world. So saying that, I would love to, at this point in time, to chant, to perform a brief chanting. Maybe the Mangala Sutra is suiting at this moment. To bless us all, our families, our friends, near and far, to all of those who are going through complications of health. May you have the strength of mind to overcome those complications of health through the power of Dhamma, through the power of the wholesome mind, through the blessings of those who share blessings with those who practice the wholesome way of life. If you are having challenges or facing challenges and difficulties in coming to terms with the reality that we see before our eyes, may these blessings touch each and every fiber of your mind and body, giving you the strength to come to be in touch with what is a part of reality. May the blessings of Dhamma help us to grow as compassionate beings, to let go of those mundane and petty stereotypes of the world, and to truly associate and resonate with the boundless love, the compassion, the integrity of the Buddhas, the Arya Sangha, and the Dhammas themselves. May we connect, may we know, yes, the world is not perfect. Yes, not everyone in the world can be trusted. However, it is our responsibility, our decisions. It is our wisdom which brings us to the company of Kalyana Mitras. So let us embrace, value, and cherish the company, the attention, the opportunities that we have to have and foster Kalyana Mitra type of relationships in our lives. And as we might wish the same upon ourselves, the best upon ourselves, our families, those who we know are Kalyana Mitras, may we wish the same upon all beings in this world, near and far, known and unknown, regardless of color, caste, or creed, wealth, or whatever those sort of divisions might be. May we go beyond all of that and relate this blessing to all beings in this samsara, of this present moment and of the future. And whilst with all of the enormous amounts of merits that we have accrued as a community, discussing Dhamma 5 times a week, meditating, involving ourselves in Dhamma discussions in smaller groups afterwards, in reading the Dhamma, practicing the Dhamma, and all the attempts that we sort of put in to cultivating the Dhamma with that enormous amount of merit. Remember that Kusala Chitta, Trihetuka Mulika Kusala Chitta, does not only cultivate one Kusala, it cultivates millions and millions of volitions that gives rise within this life, the next life, and all the lives, all the way up until one would attain Nibbana and exit Samsara. So none of this, these wholesome energies that we cultivate, these are not weak, these are very strong energies. These are very strong energies, far more stronger than the body itself, the mind. So let us listen to the Mangala Sutra that I will chant for all of you. You are most welcome to chant along with me as well in your homes, but of course on mute so that we don't disrupt the recording. To chant along, and I will be chanting the Mangala Sutra, the Jaya Pirita, and the Atavasi Pirita, right, for all of you today. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Evam me sutang ekang samayang bhagava savattyang viharati jetavane anata pindikasya arami atako anyatara devata bhikkantaya rattiya abhikkanta vanna kevala kappang jetavanang obasetva Ena bhagavate nupasankami upasankamitva bhagavantang abhivadetva ekamantang attasi ekamantan tirahu sadevata bhagavantang gathaya ajjamasi Baudheva manusace mangalani achintayung akankamana sottanang brui mangalamottamang asevenaca balanang panditanang ca sevena pujaca pujaniyanang itang mangalamottamang Patirupadesa vasoce pumbeta kata punyatat samma panidice etang mangalamuttamang Bau satchanca sippanca vinayoca susikkito subhasita ca yavaca etang mangalamuttamang Mata pito pattanang puttadharassa sangao anakulaca kammanta etang mangalamuttamang dananca dhammacariyaca nyatakananca sangao anavajjani kammani etang mangalamuttamang Arati virati papa majja panaca sanyamo appamadoca dhammesu etang mangalamuttamang aravoca nivatoca santotteca katanyuta kalena dhamma savanang etang mangalamuttamang Kanti ca suvacassa tasamananam ca dassanam kalena dhamma sakacca etang mangalamuttamang tapoca brahmacharyan ca arya satchana dassanam Nimbhana satchikiriyaca etang mangalamuttamang puttassa loka dhammei cittang yasana kampati asokang virajang kemang etang mangalamuttamang etadisani katvana Sambattamaparajita sambatta sotting gaccanti tanti sang mangalamuttamangti etena satcha vajjena otu te jaya mangalang etena satcha vanjena Otu te jaya mangalang etena satcha vanjena Otu te jaya mangalang
කරණීය මත්ත කුසලේන යන්තං සන්තං පදං අபிසමෙච්ච සක්කෝ ජෝජ සූජෝච සුවචෝචස්ස මුදුවනතිමානි සන්තොස්ස කෝච සුබරෝච අප්පකිච්චෝච සල්ලෝකවොත්ති සන්තේන්ද්‍රයෝච නිපකෝච අප්පගම්බෝ කුලේසු අනනුගින්දෝ නචකුන්දං සමාචරේ කිංචේන විඤ්ඤු පරේ උපවදෙය්‍යං සුඛිනෝවා කේමිනෝ හොන්තෝ සම්බේ සත්තා භවන්තු සුඛිතාත්තා ඒකේචි පාදභූතත්ති තසාභාතාවරාවා අනවසේසා දීගාවා ඒමාන්තාවා මජ්ජිමාරස්ස කානුකතූලා ඩෙට්ටාවා ඒව අන්ඩෙට්ටායේච දූරේ වසන්ති අවිදූරේ භූතාවා සම්භවේ සීවා සම්බේ සත්තා භවන්තු සුඛිතත්තා නපරෝ පරන්නේ කොම්බේත ඥාති මඤ්ඤේත තච්ච දිනං කංචේ ව්‍යාරෝසන පාටිග සංඥානාන්‍ය මඤ්ඤස්ස දුක්ඛ මිච්ඡය මාතායතානියම් පොත්තං ආයුසා ඒක පොත්ත මනුරක්කේ එවම්බෙ සම්භවෝතේසු මාන සම්භාවයේ අපරිමාණං මෙත්තංච සම්බලෝකස්මින් මාන සම්භාවයේ අපරිමාණං උන්දං අදෝච තිරයංච අසම්බාධං අවේරං අසපට්ටං තිට්ටං චරන්නේ සින්නෝවා සයානෝවා යාවතස්ස විගදමින්දු ඒතන් සටින් අඩෙට්ටෙය බ්‍රහ්මමේතං විහාරං ඉදමාවු දෙට්ටිංච අනුපගම්බ සීලවාදස්සනේන සම්පන්නෝ කාමේසු විනය්‍යගේ දං නයිජාතු ගම්බසෙය්‍යං පුනරේතිති ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන සොත්තිතේ හෝතු සම්මදායේතේන සච්ච වංජේන සම්බරෝගෝ විනස්සතු ඒතේන සච්ච වංජේන හෝතු තේ ජය මංගලං සිරිදිති මදිතේජෝ ජය සින්දි මහින්දි මාගුණං අපරිමිත පුඤ්ඤාධිකාරස්ස සබ්බන්තරාය නිවාරණ සමත්තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නුවත්තින්ස මහාපුරිස ලක්ඛනානුභාවේන අසිත්‍යනු ව්‍යංජන ලක්ඛනානුභාවේන අට්ඨෝත්තර සතමංගල ලක්ඛනානුභාවේන චබ්බඤ්ඤරංස්යානුභාවේන කේතුමාලානුභාවේන දස පාරමිතානුභාවේන දස උපපාරමිතානුභාවේන දස පරමත්ත පාරමිතානුභාවේන සීල සමාධි පඤ්ඤානුභාවේන බුද්ධානුභාවේන ධම්මානුභාවේන සංඝානුභාවේන තේජානුභාවේන ඉද්ධානුභාවේන බලානුභාවේන නෙය්‍ය ධම්මානුභාවේන චතුරාසීති සහස්ස ධම්මඛණ්ඩානුභාවේන නවලෝකෝත්තර ධම්මානුභාවේන අට්ඨංගික මග්ගානුභාවේන අට්ඨ සමාපත්ත්‍යානුභාවේන චල විඤ්ඤානුභාවේන metta karuna mudita upekkhanubhavena samba paramithanubhavena ratanatya saranhanubhavena tuyan samba roga soka upandava dukkha domanasupayasa vinasanto Samba sankappa tuehan samejjantu satavassa jivena samaggiko hotu sambada akasa pambata vana bhumi tataka ganga mahasamuddarakkaka devata Sadatum me anurakkanto samba buddhanubhavena samba dhammhanubhavena samba sanganubhavena buddha ratanam dhamma ratanam sangha ratanam tinnam ratananam anubhavena Chaturasite sassa dhammakhandhanubhavena pitakattayanubhavena jinasavakanubhavena sambete ruga sambete bhaya sambete antaraya sambete upandava sambete dunnimitta sambete avamangala vinasantu ආයුවඩ්ඩකෝ ධනවඩ්ඩකෝ සිරිවඩ්ඩකෝ යසවණ්ඩකෝ මලවඩ්ඩකෝ වන්නවණ්ඩකෝ සුකවණ්ඩකෝ ඕතු සම්මදා දුක්කරෝග භයාවේරා සෝකා සම්බේයුපන්දවා Aneka andharaya pivinasanto jatejasa jaya sindhi dhanan labang Sotti bhagyan sukham balang siri ayucha vannocha Bhogang buddhicha yasava satavasacha ayucha Jiva sindhi bhavantu te Tannhankaro ma viro medankaro ma yaso saranankaro lokahito dipankaro jutindaro kondanyo janapamokko mangalo purisasabo sumano sumano dhiro revato radivandano gotamo Guna sampanno anomadassi janottamo padumo loka pajjoto narado varasarati padumottaro sattasaro sumedo agya pungalo sujato samvaloka gopiyadassi narasabo Attadassi karuniko dhammadassi tamonudo sindatto asamoloke Tisso varada samvaro pusso varada sambundo Vipassicha anupamo sike sabbahito sattavessa bhusukadayako Kakusando sattavao kona gamano rananjo Kassapo siri sampanno gotamo sakya pungavo Te sang satchena silena kanti metta balena cha Te pitvang anurakkantu arugena sukhena chanti Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. මේ වෙලාවේ අප සෑම සියලු දෙනාම එකට ජනිත කරා ගන්න යුතුනා වූ සියලු කුසලාංශ ධර්මයන් අපේ මේ භවයේදී මේ භවයේ අපිට අපුපස්ථාන කරා වූ සියලු ඥාති වර්ගයාටද යාළුවෝ හිත මිත්‍රාද සෑම සියලු දෙනාටමද අතීත භවයේදී අතීත සංසාරේ අපිට අපුපස්ථාන කරා වූ සියලු දෙවි දේවතාවන් වහන්සේලා ඇතුළු ඥාති හිත මිත්‍රාද සෑම සියලු දෙනාටමද මේ මොහොතේ චතුරාර්ය
ආරක්ෂිත දේව දේවතාවන් වහන්සේලාටද බුම්මාට ආදී චාතු මහරජක දෙවි දේවතාවන් වහන්සේලාටද ශාසනාරක්ෂිත ලෝකපාලක සියලු දෙවි දේවතාවන් වහන්සේලාටද අපි පින් අනුමෝදන් කරමු. ඒත් එක්කම අනාගතේ පාල වෙන්න ඉන්නා වූ ඒ සියලු බෝසතාණන් වහන්සේලාත් එක්ක ඒ බෝසතාණන් වහන්සේලාගේ ඒ ශ්‍රාවකයන්න් වහන්සේලාත් එක්කද අපි මේ මොහොතේ අපේ සෑම සියලු කුසලානිසංස ධර්මයක්ම අනුමෝදන් වේවා කරමු කියලා මේ ප්‍රාර්ථනාව හිතේ දරාගෙන අපි එකටම ඉදම්මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු ස ආකාසට්ටා ච බුම්මට්ටා කියමින් අපි පින් අනුමෝදන් කටයුතු සිදු කරමු. ඉදම්මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හන්තු ඥාතයෝ ඉදම්මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හන්තු ඥාතයෝ ඉදම්මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හන්තු ඥාතයෝ ආකාසට්ඨා ච බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගාමහින්දිකා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරන් රක්ඛන්තු ශාසනං ආකාසට්ඨා ච බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගාමහින්දිකා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරන් රක්ඛන්තු දේශනං ආකාසට්ටා ච බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගාමහින්දිකා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරන් රක්ඛන්තු ත්වං සදාති. ඒත් එක්කම සිතින් කයින් වචනෙන් බුද්ධ රත්නේ ධම්ම රත්නේ සංඝ රත්නේ එරිව යම් කිසි කායික වාචික මනෝමය වැරද්දක් සිදු වී තිබෙනවා නම් අපි බුද්ධ රත්නෙන් ධම්ම රත්නෙන් ත්‍රිවිධ රත්නෙන් අපිට සමාව ලැබේවා කියා මේ ඉල්ලුම් කෙරෙමින් අපි කායන මාචා චිත්තේන කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයා කතං අච්චයං කම මේ භන්තේ භූරි පඤ්ඤ තථාගත කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයා කතං අච්චයං කම මේ ධම්ම සම්දිට්ඨික අකාලික කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයා කතං අච්චයං කම මේ සංඝ සුපටිපන්න අනුත්තර sadhu sadhu sadhu. All right everyone, so I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of the day and eat a lot of kiribat. All right, so thank you all for joining in for the program today. It was lovely. I enjoyed it thoroughly myself, not because I did it, but but have a wonderful rest of the day everyone. Take care and goodbye for now.
පෙරුවන් සරණයි බන්තේ.
සම්බුදු සරණයි.
තිරුවන් සරණයි බන්තේ.
සරණයි.
පෙරුවන් සරණයි බන්තේ.